welcome to episode 2. So, this is going to be a fun one. Uh, I have a new segment that's awesome. It's called Connect the Goddamn Dots, and it'll be interesting. So, there's been a lot of stuff happening. Like it's happening so fast, day by day. All the progression of everything that's going on as far as pushing this agenda and fighting back against this agenda. So it's very exciting, but hopefully for the best, not the worst. So let's get started with the big bag of bullshit. Today's big bag of bullshit. It's pretty full, but I picked one that's it's pretty ballsy. His party in Ontario, you know, his brother was a crackhead, horror mongering, whatever, but ran Toronto pretty good. Now this guy here is a whole different fucking story. Uh, why he won today's spot of the big bag of bullshit? His government, uh, the I remember this uh, when they came out with it. First of all, it came out that all quiet, like the Doug Ford. This was beginning of summer around there. Doug Ford passes no extends the state of emergency till December. And yeah, no. The Doug Ford's party extended the state of emergency without debate December till December of this year. But in actuality, the state of emergency in Ontario actually was denied. They went live and had their bullshit conference where they have their puppet media people in place that ask the questions that they're told to ask them, and then read off the bullshit numbers and explain to what new bullshit restrictions they're placing on the government under this false sense of a state of emergency. So what is keeping that in play is basically lack of communication from our the Ontario government to the citizens of the province. They're portraying a falsehood that they're actually in a state of emergency. They're not. The state of emergency that they're actually in now they're using the Reopen Ontario Act uh, uh, in, in place of the Emergency Act to enforce another kind of a state of emergency, but not really. It is, but it's an isolated state of emergency. It's not meant for this use whatsoever. To use it to this extent it is clearly wrong, underhanded, and deceiving the public 100%. They're using a state of emergency that's supposed to be isolated to certain incidences in certain areas. Like if there's an oil spill in a lake, this is going to be a restricted area with certain rules and laws to protect anybody that goes to that area or has to go to that area or whatever. When I was had a job in roofing in Vancouver years ago, we did work often at the University of BC and it was in an area quite often where they did a lot of I don't know if there was atom smashing there or something. So there was a lot of radiation, and whenever like this is the type of place that these laws would cover. where we'd have to walk in there and record everywhere we go with a Geiger counter on her, checking and marking the levels if they change and where we are. That they're using those laws countrywide of a state of emergency where it is not applicable whatsoever. That is a big bag of bullshit. So that just goes to show you how blatant the government is in pushing through this agenda, and how naive they think the public is, which in a lot of ways they're right, but in a lot of ways are wrong, because there's a lot. This is it's snowballing with the educated public that senses, even if you're not like anybody that believes the propaganda must have some sort of feeling that this isn't right. The measures that the government's taking on every level, up is down, down is up. The people must have a sense of that there's something wrong here. So, okay, well that's it for the bag of bullshit for today, and I'm sure I'll find there's tons of bullshit. So don't worry, that segment will be around for a long time. But sit back, if you have to go to the bathroom, do it now. Move on to the next segment. This is the segment I'm really used to. These I intend on changing the subject of the verses, but with this one, I think there's a lot to say about it, and yeah, I'm gonna touch on it again because there's been more things that have been happening with this issue since I spoke last, and I think that's going to be happening on a daily basis. So here we go. We're going to do verses. vax or no vax, there's a lot of people are getting a lot of side effects, complications. It's increasing more and more every day. You're not. I'm for myself. I'm hearing more about side effects of the vaccine shot and more deaths than anything about COVID cases. Which the COVID cases news is all, well, it's garbage anyway. Yeah, and the side effects are getting worse. And there's even more to this that people aren't thinking about. Like, and I've thought this right from the beginning. Coming from the Bill Gates Foundation and Monsanto, what they've been doing since the '70s with the seeds, the crops. This falls right in line with this vaccine. Okay, first of all, you got to realize if you get the vaccine, and this is not speculation. This is fact. This is 100% fact, and it's you can search it on well the WHO, like the World Health Organization, like not that they're dependable or whatever, they have their agenda and are as corrupt as fuck. But the vaccine is just like what they're doing to the seedless fruit, the seeds that are used for crops for the last 20 years or more. What am I saying? 20, probably 40, 50 years. Uh, uh, that they have patented that don't reproduce there's no reproduction in the crops, so they're continually buying new seeds for the crops every year. Which if you do if the crop is grown next to a crop that is not Monsanto's crop, that they shed on that other crop, which intakes the mutation of the Monsanto's crop. So then which is copywritten. So now that other crop has that same mutation from shedding of the crop that was planted next to it with from Monsanto. Now Monsanto has a claim on that crop as well because it's carrying the patent mutation, and it's not far fetched to put this together and realize that the vaccine from Pfizer, Manura, whatever Manura is about, sounds about right. They're all patent. The Bill of Human Rights. Uh, this is really tricky now. You gotta really pay attention to this and look at it carefully. And it's very complicated, but not so complicated. The Bill of Human Rights are made for humans, and anybody that takes a vaccine, you got to realize when you take that vaccine, it mutates you. That's irreversible. It's a patented vaccine that once injected into your body, you are over a short period of time that mutates you into something else that's irreversible. So put it together, guys. Are you now a product of that patent owner? Do you still apply to the human rights charter of freedoms? Are you still considered human if you're mutated beyond nature's state? These are all things that are probably going to be coming up in court, in courts at some point. So it sounds crazy, but look at the crazy shit we're dealing with. Well, the the craziness of everything that's going on. There's nothing that's not that cannot be left on the table as far as what's possible. And so versus on this one, vaccine loses, non-vax 100%, 100%. So yeah, I have to stick with that 100%. So let's go on to the next segment. Here it goes. Connect Broadband Box, which is something a lot of everybody in Canada should be doing. There's been enough change in Canada in the last, well, actually, okay, there's been enough change in Canada in the last 16 months that should be opening up everybody's eyes. But these change, there's been a lot of changes being made since the 60s and 70s that have set the theater up for the possibilities of this manipulation going on to the public right now. Yeah, Canada's looking a lot like China. Okay, if you ask the Canadian public this question, how about we trade our democracy for and emulate the Chinese dictatorship with the fundamental communism state of rule? I guarantee you, your answers will be no from 90 to 99% of the people asked. Now look at what's going on today in Canada in the last 16 months. Everything that's been going on in the last 16 months has been converting to the state of communism exactly like China. And people are supporting it. People are turning against anybody that is aware of it and trying to suppress it and push it back because they see this is exactly what leads up to communism. Exactly. This is how you take down a system and switch it out with a new system. You take away the guns. You create you create a state of emergency. You create fear. You create separation. Distracting techniques. Okay, so okay, like who remembers I think it was the first the beginning of the winter of the first winter of lockdown. The distraction was these monoliths appearing and disappearing. Fuck garbage. Let people think about that for a bit, and as opposed to the lockdowns. Uh, it's it's tactics. All these tactics are textbook tactics for taking over a country and its government and its way of life, and that's what's happening. And people are, for the most part, are happy with it. It's like it blows my fucking mind, and they're happy with it because they don't realize once it's established, shit changes, and shit changes fucking fast. So I remember when I was a kid, and that's when and this is what's gonna happen pretty fast here if things go the same way it's been going. In the news, when the news was a lot more real news than it ain't anymore. They were always showing in Russia the country's broke. Everybody's in line, these long lines to end up going to a store that has nothing in it, and they have like a bottle of hairspray. This is hey, well, do I want the hairspray? Well, it costs like $10,000 or rupees or whatever the currency is there, and this is heading the same fucking way. Depressions, all this stuff like depressions, economy collapses. These are all created. Any, it's like your household. You live in your household, and you pay your bills. You pay your mortgage if you're still paying your mortgage. You take care of your shit, and it's manageable to anybody that has a half fucking twig of responsibility. And the country should be running the same way. If the country is broken in dire straits, then they're not running their fucking house and their budget properly. And it's not, and you can. There's a lot of leeway to bring a country to financial disaster. There's a lot of leeways. There's a lot of alarm signals that go off. There's a lot of steps, and like this is not a good decision. How about we not give away this $10 billion? How about we, like there's a lot of warning signals, and like turn back now. And so it's deliberate, and it's happening right now. Our government is taking us down to a point of nothing, breaking us down to rebuild us, like they say, but rebuild us in a very negative way. Not a free way, not a way that a Canadian should ever accept. Ever. Ever. And yeah, it's not the way Canada should be going. So at some point, everybody's got, if not everybody, enough of us have to say no. No. So this is James Dean saying out for today. Thanks for tuning in.